What's good, y'all? So today's video, I wanted to talk about a bit more of a complicated topic. It's not super difficult, but I definitely think it's an elephant in the room, especially nowadays. And it's the fact that many people lack self-awareness. And I just want to touch on that and talk about it. Now, I don't believe I'm the smartest person, but I just wanted to kind of break down the basis of it or the basics of it from my understanding. So let's get into it. So for starters, what is self-awareness? Well, there's a couple different definitions for it, but the one I like the most is the ability to see yourself clearly and objectively through introspection and reflection. And it's kind of complicated. It sounds complicated, but it really isn't when you think about it. And there's two main types of self-awareness. There's public self-awareness and then there's private self-awareness. Public self-awareness is when you are considering how people around you view you. And private self-awareness is when you think about yourself as an individual. Now, why are these important? Well, number one, being able to look inwards is important for understanding yourself. In today's society, I believe that we have so many people who don't really understand themselves. They're just kind of acting and doing instead of thinking first. And that's a huge problem that I believe. And then on the other hand, it's important to have an understanding of self-awareness. That way you can kind of understand how people will look at you as well. One of the biggest benefits of having self-awareness is that you become a better decision maker. You're able to think situations through logically and use rational thought in order to make proper and calculated decisions. The second benefit is that it allows you to understand situations and things from different perspectives. And this is a very important thing because I believe that empathy is a very, very important thing to have. Sometimes we get caught up in looking at the lens of life through our own view. And although that's the only perspective we can truly have, on an objective sense, it's also important to understand that other people have different opinions and different views on things. And it also keeps you grounded in the fact that you're not right all the time. And number three, it helps you control your emotions. One of the biggest things I always say is that if somebody can control your emotions, then they can control you. And that's not the optimal position to be in. And although there are many more benefits to being self-aware, those are just a few. And I also have 3 ways you can become more self-aware. The first one is you need to visualize the best version of yourself. You have to be able to take time, look at yourself, and properly reflect and say, is the person I am right now, is that the best version of myself? Is that the best person I can be? It also goes hand in hand with like goal setting and challenging yourself and things of that nature. The second one is you have to learn to evaluate yourself. One big thing I always do is I love writing down thoughts that I have. So whenever I go somewhere or I hear something new, whether it's a quote or a fact, or there's something that makes me think, I always take out my notes. Obviously I don't keep like a notepad with me, but I just take out my notes app and just write down anything I find interesting. And the third tip I have, which kind of goes hand in hand with the second one, is that you have to take time to reflect and look in the mirror at yourself. None of us are perfect. None of us make the right decisions all the time. So it's important to make as many good decisions as possible as opposed to bad ones. And then even when we make those bad decisions, we should be able to look back, reflect and say, okay, this is where I went wrong. Maybe this is what I did that I could have improved on. And how can I improve moving forward? And that's just the best way to approach it. So yeah, guys, I just believe that self-awareness is one of the most important aspects of living in today's society. There's so many people who are just driven by their egos or defending their pride every time they go outside, and many of them have no self-awareness. I believe there was a study done that maybe like 80% of people don't have like real self-awareness on a wide scale, and I believe it. There's so many people out here just walking around doing whatever. They don't care about what's going on around them, and some of them don't care about themselves either. So that's just something to keep in mind, something to chew on and understand moving forward. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for you today. As I always say, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Also subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Leave a comment below of a situation you've been in where you felt like you had to learn from, or maybe a situation in the past where you knew you could have improved on it and you took the steps necessary to get to that point. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'll catch you later.